Ils m'ont barré le chemin, ils m'ont barré le chemin, ils m'ont barré le chemin.
I just returned from Yosemite, California, where I free climbed a route on El Capitan called Golden Gate. And today I'm going to tell you what was in my haul bag during our 6-day ascent. So first of all, I had a pretty heavy-duty haul bag for carrying all the stuff with me up the cliff for 6 days. A sleeping bag, probably 15 degree or so for sleeping at night. MSR reactor stove for boiling water. I brought really good ground coffee with me and an AeroPress. So every morning this was the first thing I did. Justin's nut butters, because I love them and they're super easy to carry. Voke caffeine tabs, could not live without those things. They definitely kept me going during some dark moments. A little bit of a skin kit, so super glue, tape, and ibuprofen for maintaining my skin. Petzl Tika XP headlamp. I also always carry a medical kit with me up there. If any sort of injury happens, you need to know how to deal with it pretty soon. A waist case, which is for going to the bathroom. We never went to the bathroom on the wall and left it there. We carried it with us the whole way. We climbed with a 9.8 millimeter rope, a Petzl Contact, 70 meters. I used a Hirundos harness, a Meteor helmet. I climbed with a helmet at all times on El Cap. My La Sportiva women's Mira Velcros. Number 6 Camelot was probably my most favorite and my least favorite piece of gear that I brought with me, because this was what I climbed the monster off with. Absolutely terrifying and horrific and torturous. Another piece of gear that was absolutely essential was the micro traction. It was for hauling the bag. It's super light and small. Petzl Grigri 2. A Petzl Reverso for belaying the second, also for rappelling in any sort of emergencies, with 2 attaché beaners attached, lockers. 2 Ascension aiders for jumaring and also for hauling the bag. And then, of course, a standard rack of cams and nuts. This is what was in my haul bag, and this is essentially what got me up Golden Gate.
Ils m'ont barré le chemin. Sois toujours croyant, pas toujours croyant, 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 croyant.
Le montant c'était sympa. Encore les collants, les harnais fluo, les chaussettes dans les chaussons.
Heureusement, ça n'a pas duré, ça.
Et tu te rappelles l'histoire de l'Américain qui était...
Oh, c'est bon, là, ça fait 25 ans qu'on les entend, vos histoires. Je suis sûr qu'il va encore nous raconter la fois où il a arrêté la chute du gars qui tombe en essayant de
le rouler avec sa corde dans la main. Oui.
Ah, mais faut se bouger, là, la grimpe, c'est en Espagne que ça se passe. Tiens, d'ailleurs, quand j'étais en train de taper un run dans mon projet la semaine dernière...
Qui c'est qui vient avec moi à la falaise?
Mais qui t'es, toi?
And welcome back here with SMU Gravical Open Finals. Everyone is psyched. The crowd is here. Everyone is waiting for the Open Finals, which will be happening very soon in less than a few minutes. Our climbers,
you better chop your seat.
That's right. Everybody is coming in, just finding their seats nicely with their food and drinks and just watching this really exciting climbs for tonight, while our route setters do their best to give us a show, to test out their grits and perseverance from this morning and yesterday all the way till today. The cream of the crop from Singapore, as well as our regional countries, Japan and Thailand.
And also you can see on the screen right now, this is our team that is organizing SMU Gravical. So these are the students from SMU climbing team, as well as alumni and kinetics climbing, as well as our international guest route setter, Toby Diddler.
That's right. We're gonna see a lot of our climbers. We saw our climbers previously from Indonesia, from Thailand, from Malaysia, and now we're gonna see the debut again in Singapore competitions, Ray and Aya. while our local competitions gonna fight it out for the top 3. As our route setters drill, this is not possible if not for the support of our sponsors from All Sport, as well as our organizers, Kinetics and SMU. So you still have some time. Head on down to SMU Campus Green, and we'll see you very soon for the Open Finals.
U17 Novice Inter as well as the Open Finals. And joining me right now is Toby, hailing all the way from Germany as an international guest route setter. How are you feeling now that this is the last day of Gravical?
Oh, actually, I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty, because this is the big finals day right now. And as well, I think the whole team, including me, of the route setters, is pretty tired. I mean, we were working since Sunday now, pretty much straight from the morning till the night. And I'm pretty looking forward to have a spectacular final in the end and then just relax a bit afterwards, yeah.
All right, so you have been in Singapore for a while and have observed the climbing scene. So far, what do you think of the Singapore climbing scene compared to the other places that you've been in?
So far, I have to say, the whole climbing scene seems to have a quite positive attitude. That's what probably is one of the things I would say it's pretty different to Germany. There's a lot more shouting going on during a competition, and here I still see a lot of guys still smiling, even if they fall off and having a hard time, which I think is pretty good. And skill-wise, they are in general much more flexible. But smaller, so I had to manage basically to set a lot of small man beta problems and see, because I can reach much farther than most of them, and I wouldn't put this into account. So I thought I want to have a really fair selection in the end, and if you're small or tall, shouldn't make it a huge difference. Yeah.
All right, so I have read one of the interviews and you said in this interview that we are humans first, movers second, and specialists later. So on this note, I want to ask, what inspires you when your route set?
Okay, so this is more or less a quote coming from a guy called Ido Portal, who is into movement a lot. So it's probably a different path. I would put this kind of quote into the training section. What inspires me when I said routes is basically to figure out moves that probably are at the edge of being possible. So I really like to set hard problems and see guys struggling with it and then come up with the beta I probably intended them to do. And I'm really inspired by visual aesthetics as well, so I always try to make them looking nice and appealing for the audience, for the climbers. So I think there's a big psychological factor in them as well. So if you have a look and you think like, wow, there's a very nice top hold, you really want to go there. And for example, if it's all a bit crappy and whatever, you might not enjoy it that much. So for competition climbing, I really like people to struggle a lot and to fight hard. And for, let's say, for commercial setting, I'm a bit kinder, and like if moves are flowy and they should make you feel good. But at the comp, you have footholds as well and handholds, but they are not as convenient. And there are so many layers of inspiration, like you can get from art, from design, from science even. For example, having in mind that there are some really strong guys coming who are much stronger than me or better in different aspects. I really try to dig in the science part of setting as well to see if what can you do with angles, if you just shift them just a few grades or whatever, is it still possible, is it like changing the moves a lot. So I think it's the art and science I try to put in which inspires me the most, yeah.
And am I right to say that there are climbers that have really surprised you in the beta that they have come up with when on the wall, like you did not expect them to do that?
honestly, so far I got the feedback of most of the climbers that they couldn't cheat around a lot. I mean, of course, there can be a difference if you do a heel hook or just put the tip of your toe. But in general, I think so far they had to do the moves we wanted them to do. And still, if somebody did it in a really weird or like complete other way than we expected, I'm sure it was the harder way. And just because let's say Rei Sugimoto in the last qualifying boulder for him, he did a very coordinated like stunt, and this wasn't intended. It was much easier, I think. But because he's so good and so strong, he has more options, and he didn't choose the easiest one. But it worked out for him still very fine. Yeah.
One last question. Open finals is happening later on. What do you think our audience and our viewers can look forward to? Is it going to be very surprising? Is it going to be very, very exciting? What do you think?
Yeah, I hope it will be very exciting for everyone. The thing is, to be honest, I mean, these were the first boulders we set. And today I think it's something like 10 degrees Celsius lower than the day when we were setting. And humidity is not as bad as it was than before. So we might have to do some adjustments. That's why I'm pretty excited. We'll see. But yeah, I think some moves are pretty nice, spectacular. And we try to come up with, basically stuff that will be really good and nice and spectacular for the climbers, but for the audience as well. So I always want to create an emotional relationship between the audience, the crowd, and the climbers. So I hope it will work out and the spark will glow up. We'll see. Yeah.
I can't wait to see finals later on. And thank you so much, Toby, for joining us here. Right now, joining me is Rei Sugimoto, all the way from Japan. He is currently right now in isolation, preparing for Open Man Finals. So Rei, hello. How do you feel about qualification rounds and semi-finals?
Yes, qualification round and semi-final, so a little bit harder than I think, because maybe so many rivals in Singapore, Dennis and Gaby is so strong, so I'm a little bit nervous. And semi-final round, I climbed after the Gaby. Gaby is a very good performance, so I'm very nervous. So I managed to go final. So now I'm just climb in final. I'm trying hard.
All right. So is there a specific goal that you have in mind for the finals, or you just want to have fun?
Yeah, just fun. Yes, yes.
And how is Singapore treating you so far? Do you like Singapore?
Yes, I like Singapore because Singapore people is very kind. So every day take me in a lot of place, sightseeing and dinner and good food, and audience is very, very exciting. So I'm very happy for joining this competition. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Rei, and I hope you're not so nervous anymore. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Ashraf is also here for the Open Man Finals. And so just a few questions. What preparation did you make prior to this event?
I actually have been training pretty hard because I just came back from a few injuries. Like for last year, I had like shoulder injuries, finger injuries, and quite a few injuries all over. So I mean, age is catching up to me. I'm not that young anymore. So like I try to listen to my body more instead of like just pushing hard every day. Yeah. So I guess for the past few months, I already have been training at my own pace rather than like following like the other climbers. So yeah, that's more.
All right. And how did you feel about the qualifications and the semis round?
For the qualifications, I felt like it was well set. Difficulty-wise, it was just nice. Like there wasn't any giveaway routes. So like for every route, you had to really give your all. Yeah. And for the semis, it was slightly easier than expected. Yeah. But I mean, for myself, I didn't perform to my best. Like the routes were pretty physical. Like some of the routes were pretty physical. So for me, I'm not a very physical climber. So kind of like disadvantaged me a bit. Yeah, but other than that, I think overall for the qualifications and semi-finals, they were well set. like difficulty-wise.
All right, so one last question. Any expectations for finals? Going for the gold?
Yes, definitely. I mean, to be honest, I really want to give my all. Like whatever position I get after this. I mean, I'm qualified 6th, so I can't go any lower. So I mean, but at the same time also I want to give my best, and whatever my results are at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as I give my best.
All right, thank you, Ashraf, and all the best for the finals. All right, so also coming from Japan, we have Aya Ono, and she's gonna tell us how she felt about the semis and the qualification round. So, Aya, what did you feel about the previous rounds before this?
So my body condition was not good, but route is very good and fun.
And I hope you have more fun in finals. All the best to you. Thank you so much, and see you later. And right now we have Shu Hui, who is preparing for her Open Women Finals. So just one question for you. And given the style of the routes that you've seen for qualifications and semis, what are you expecting for finals?
I'm expecting some like runny and showy routes and small holes to play on. Yeah, that's all.
Are you ready for it?
Hopefully. Yeah, excited to run.
Okay, all the best, Shu Hui, and hope to see you later. And right now, we are joined by Emmanuel Ryan Paul, also known as ERP here in Singapore. And just want to ask, what do you think of the style of climbing that you've seen in qualifications and semis?
Qualifications were a bit more risky, but semis were, I think, more catered to my style. Like I actually taught more routes in semis than qualis.
And what is this style?
A lot of coordination, a lot of commitment, yeah, and certain kind of flexibility.
And are you expecting the same things to come out for finals?
I mean, finals is always a show, so I'm ready with whatever they're gonna give me.
Woo! Ready to give them a show, yeah? All right, and one last question for you. How have you been preparing for this event?
I've done a lot of overseas training, and I just want to be consistent for all the comps. So I just want to look at it as this is just one comp in many comps throughout the year.
And so I wish you all the best and good luck, and I hope you do have fun. All right, all the best. And right now we are bringing you the highlights of the Open semi-finals.
Welcome back to the most exciting event of the day. Open finals right here. On screen, we already have the introduction of our climbers, Janet, Shihui, Li Ting, Judith. And for the male, we have our climbers, Ashraf, ERP, Tom Arnold, Gavin. And next up, we're going to invite our climber, Vanessa Tang. Right now, joining us on stage, let's give it up for Dennis Chua.
Alright, and our top pair for tonight, from the semi-finals, we have our invited guest climbers from Japan, Ono Aya.
And both our top semi-finalists are both from Japan. We have Rei Sugimoto and Ono Aya. And of course, these climbers are here representing a few organizations. So Janet Go is representing All Sports Equipment. Representing Team Climb Asia, we have Tan Shuhui and Xu Liting. Judith Sim, representing Kinetics Climbing SMU, would be Vanessa Tang. And of course, coming from Japan would be Aya Ono.
And once again, roll call for the males. Our strongest cream of the crop from Singapore as well as Japan himself. Rei Sugimoto, Dennis Chua, Gavin, Tom Arnold, ERP, as well as Ashraf. So our climbers get 2 minutes observation time. And reading the routes. So all climbers are allowed only the starting handholds and footholds, and they're not allowed to start off. Only allowed to sense what it's like to have the start holes and read from here.
These climbers are really up the caliber, and because of their standing and the consistent performance in competitions, they are definitely well supported by a few organizations. And I see All Sports Equipment, one of the sponsors for SMU Gravical. I also see representative from Team Onsite, and of course Nutrition Depot as well. So 2 minutes to figure out the problem, 3 problems for them, and they're doing a concurrent rotation. So everyone will be doing the one problem together. So females will do problem 1, guys will do problem 2, and when everyone finished, then they will move on to problem number 2.
That's right. And for the ladies, similarly, just reading the routes together, leading Janet and Judith while trying to test out the starting is Vanessa Tang and Shi Hui. And of course, not forgetting, just reading silently, Aya from Japan. So this observation time is really important because in this 2 minutes is all they have per route to try to remember what kind of textured tiles it is, what kind of movement it's required. And then once they go back into isolation, maybe discuss with each other or just try to rethink over and over again if this is the best method to go about this route.
Right now they are moving on to the next problem, problem number 2. The problem spanned the entire wall. It's definitely going to be a show, as what Toby said earlier on during the interview I had with him. He hopes it will be spectacular, not just for the climbers, but for the audience as well. So if you are joining us right now on Facebook Live or on YouTube, welcome. They are having the observation time right now. Our top 6 climbers. So they've been climbing for 2 days, back to back. For the women, they had the qualifiers and semis yesterday. For the men, they had the qualifiers yesterday and the semi-finals this morning. So it's a really been long weekend for these top 6 climbers for each category. And they stand to win prizes from All Sports Equipment as well as Kinetics Climbing Gym.
1 minute left, climbers. 1 minute.
Of course, they are fighting for the honor to be in top 3 position. I'm sure most of them are gunning for the gold.
And as Ashraf said, everyone here is in it to win it. And this is their one chance to have a good start to the year. So just reading the route once again. So over this course of 3 days, we've seen a lot of routes that are very endurance heavy, technical, endurance heavy, and it's about how these climbers can rectify their movements while on the routes itself. So it's really interesting to see how climbing has evolved over the years.
And as I was speaking to Toby just now, he mentioned that there are 3 things that he likes to put in all the boulder problems that he put up on the wall. First thing is that it must have character. So is it flowy, is it coordination, is it awkward? And then secondly, it must have an emotional response from both the climbers and the audience, such that the climbers can feel frustrated or they could feel king of the world when they end. And lastly, he said he wants aesthetics as well. He wants it to look good for the climbers so that they are excited to climb and really make use of the space, and of course wow the audience while watching.
Meanwhile, ladies looking at their route. It's a route that spans across the entire wall. Really interesting because previously you've seen how our climbers, our route setters maximize the use of the side walls and the side panels. And this time it's gonna cross the entire wall. We're gonna see how they're gonna inch their way through. Meanwhile, once again, the volumes, the simple tiles, these dual texture tiles are making leeway onto our local scene.
Climbers really need to be mindful of the boundaries as well. They don't want to commit any false start or get any faults and be asked to come down. That is one of the most frustrating feeling ever, if they are already halfway through the wall making moves and then they realize that they committed a foul. But once again, these climbers are seasoned, and I'm pretty sure that they will keep that in mind. So the problem number 3 for the women looks very interesting. I see a very big run dyno, and this is what Shu Hui expected because I asked her about it just now, and she said it's finals, so it's gonna be Shui.
Yes.
Yeah. ERP as well. He said he's very excited to run.
With ERP, I vouch for all that he said. He's a very coordinated climber and he loves these kind of big movements, very flexible, coordinative moves. So I really want to see how he's going to make a shuffle on the leaderboard. Meanwhile, our World Cup climbers, Ray and Aya, our silent killers all the way from Japan. So if you are watching this video, you should already be making your way down to SMU Campus Green. You still have some time. Make your way down right here, be part of the crowd. You can see everyone is raring for it to happen. We're just waiting for a little bit more time. Minor adjustments by our route setters.
The climbing scene has grown and has advanced in many ways. And other than this live stream brought to you by Live Studios Technologies, we also have live scoring. So you can check out the scoring at gravical.crimp.rocks. So you can actually have a real-time follow-up on how every attempt counts to the final score of our athletes right here.
It's gonna be a great show. Gravical 2018 to kickstart your year.
And of course, our route setters from Kinetics Climbing and our international guest route setter have been working really hard past few days since Sunday. And of course, SMU Gravical organizing team has been working the past year to make this happen.
That's right, the alumnus team, the SMU team, the competition team, and volunteers from all over just heading down, contributing to this event, making it work, making it live and exciting for every single one of us.
Gravical is also known as a competition where a lot of international climbers actually come from the region and across the world. Though looking at the top 6 for both male and female is predominantly local. So it's really nice to see what this means for our Singapore climbing scene. It's growing and getting stronger.
So really want to see in the upcoming World Cups and of course Olympics 2020. Our representatives from Singapore, tiny island over here, but still going strong.
Just final touches by our route setters.
So give us your bet. Who would be on the podiums? Give us your ranking. Let us know how you feel about these routes. And of course, if you are making your way down, hurry up, be here with us. The open finals will be happening. And each climber has 4 minutes on the clock for them.
So for the climbing that they have, this is a concurrent round and they have 4 minutes. There's no 4 minute plus. That was quite a while back, and then over time we have been following the new rules by IFSC.
So 4 minutes, no plus, just 4 minutes sharp. They gotta finish the routes the last second. So it would be very important for them to take that into account.
You can see the crowd right now just awaiting our climbers to come out. And these climbers out here, these are seasoned climbers. I mean, they are familiar faces, aren't they? And of course, people are expecting them to do really well. So if you're watching right now, make sure as well that you follow on the social media. So other than on Facebook, do follow SMU Gravical on Instagram. They are having an Instagram competition, photo taking competition that ends tonight at 8 p.m. So if you want to win and gather all the support of your followers, do post some photos and of course show your support to our climbers.
So Patrice, you climbed in the semis just a while ago. So how does it feel every time? Because like, you know, semis and then just after the qualifiers itself, it's very tiring, isn't it?
Yes. It's one thing to prepare yourself from one route to the other. So you know that for session format it's 25 minutes. So you prepare your mind to last the 25 minutes. And then in rotation, you prepare yourself to last from the first route until the final route. But in accumulation, prepare yourself from qualifiers until semis. It definitely takes a toll on you. Yeah. And you really get to strategize. When you find a break, you really need to take rest as and when you can.
And I guess it's really impressive, isn't it? I mean, these ladies and gentlemen, consecutive days from early in the morning to late in the evening, and then reporting at 8 a.m. for their climbs.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather was so good recently.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure like how much passion was burning in them. Like, could they even sleep well yesterday night just thinking that I have to make it to the finals the next day?
Yeah,
And
I mean, I think everyone just wanted to sleep in. It's perfect weather. It's Sunday.
That's
you
right.
know?
And then, but this is how much it means to them. It's not about the competition really. It's about fighting onto the wall, and each problem is so new to them that this is their only chance to actually try the routes out. So as we always like to say, make it or break it. So these routes, very colorful set, but at the same time so challenging for all our climbers. And of course, progressively, as we see the U17s up forward to the novice, and then the inters, and finally the opens. It's been a long journey for them, and in very short time we're gonna start our routes.
So on problem number 1, representing all sports equipment, we have Janet Go,
as well as Ashraf from Team Onsite and SIM. So just psyching themselves out with 3 seconds to count.
And there we go. So they only had 2 minutes observation, but they weren't allowed to hold anything else other than the start holds, and they weren't allowed to lift off. So let's see if what they had planned out in their 2 minutes would be the best way. Because sometimes you had an idea in your mind, but then when you start moving up the wall, you realize, I don't think this doesn't work. And immediately you need to change your strategy.
That's right. And Janet. So Janet finding her way through. Meanwhile, Ashraf. So you see these dual textured tiles all around, especially on the route Ashraf is on right now. It's geared in such a precise manner to make it challenging, because you cannot really step or hold onto these white surfaces on the tiles.
Yeah, I mean, just now, that's what we saw happen to Janet. She was pressing on the tile, but her palm was on the part where it's smooth, so she slipped off.
Yes, that's right. And at the same time, she was fidgeting around for the start because of how the higher foothold is. You can't really step on it if you want to. So that's why she's just getting into position and start a tap to make sure she's got a good start. And no fouls.
I was just looking at the problem number 1 for the guys. It looks like someone took a gun and then shoot out, and it shoot out
and
different,
it shatters across
all the
wall.
black volumes. So our climbers have 2.5 minutes. Janet gracing the bonus tile.
I guess she can't really lean on it because it's rounded, and also the smooth surface is facing her. So if she tries to lean, it could be a bit of a problem. Definitely not impossible, but I guess I can see why she went in for a jump instead. But then again, 2 minutes on the clock, and these ladies and gentlemen can do nearly anything. So we'll see how they crush it out right here.
Nice save by Ashraf when his left leg slipped, but it caught on.
So he trained a lot for this competition. So I really hope it's going to be well for him.
Yep, and just now he mentioned that he's been nursing a lot of injuries. So this is a really good comeback by Ashraf.
And he's been away from the climbing scene for a while. So a debut again.
So Ashraf has gotten to the bonus tile. Janet as well trying to make her way to the bonus tile.
So close, Ashraf.
We can see the frustration. I think this is what Toby meant when he said he wanted his climbers to have emotional response, and not just the climbers, but the audience as well, because you can see the audience groan when he missed the foothold.
The oohs and the ahs always there with us.
And then you can see sometimes hands flailing around and just like, Ale.
That's right.
So if you're watching, make sure that you support the climbers. And of course, tell us who you think is running for the top 3 position. Use all the emoticons that you can think of. It's really exciting time right here at SMU Gravical 2018. Our climbers have less than 1 minute left on the clock. Ashraf once again making his way to the bonus tile, finding his balance on his foot. This is not a problem that you can just burly your way through, just power through. You really need to find that focus.
And Janet just always so close. And Ashraf, very nice. 10 seconds.
He has 10 seconds to go. Let's
he
see
knows
if
the
he
top
will
is
make
good.
it in time.
5 seconds. No, Ashraf.
And that is it for Ashraf.
A very good fight nonetheless.
I hope this doesn't cost him too much.
I guess then again, this was why we were saying that 4 minutes plus is a very big different ball game compared to the 4 minutes IFSC format, because if he had the plus, he would just have stayed there, taken a break, and see how he can go for the last tile. Especially since he knows the last tile is pretty good. It's a huge undercling. It's not even a pretty huge. It's just really huge undercling.
Yeah. And right now, coming up next, representing Climb Asia is Tan Shuhui.
And ERP from All Sport Equipment. So ERP. So probably a little bit more problematic. It's not a very jumpy route or a big moves kind of route. So ERP.
But I think even though our climbers have a specialty in a sense, for them to get to the top over here, they have to be they have to be complete climbers,
and all-rounded climbers as well. And Shihui just came back
as well is a very dynamic climber.
Yes, she's a very powerful climber.
So they got paired up, these two.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Gangers.
And Shihui just came back really from 2 days ago. She just came back from a long trip
from Greece. Yeah,
that's right. And so all the psych from there, just back here with us in the local climbing scene, just making it her way to the finals. And with 2 minutes 30 seconds for them. So ERP is really reading the routes and the footholds once again. On Shihui going in for the kill.
I guess he doesn't want to waste his attempts because, I mean, it's still about number of tops and your attempt to top, attempt number of bonus and attempt to bonus.
He's going to coordinate it, yep. It's very characteristical of ERP. Meanwhile, Shihui struggling a little with the bonus, as with Jeanette.
ERP's right leg kind of slipped there. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, it's angular in shape, and then you put the side that leans out to the ground. You definitely will slip. So you really have to make sure that you step really hard and smear hard on those volumes.
So to counter his own balance takes a lot of experience and commitment. And as with many of the climbers, do not resist it. Just go with it, go with the flows, and follow it. And good things will come through. Let's hope it will be good for him. There's just a lot more time for you to try again. Meanwhile, Shihui very close, just brushing off the towel.
Yeah, I think she just needs to get her pinky into that tile.
She's just seeing if her max span is possible.
She can definitely reach it. It's the angle of the footholds.
That's right.
Because the one on the right leg, I think that is smooth as well. So you want to shift your weight to the right. But the thing at the same time, if you put too much power, your right leg will slip off. So you kind of, in a sense, you hold back so that you don't fall off. But then because you hold back, you fall off.
And then again, the handhold on the left, the in cut is placed in such an awkward position. It's difficult to tension on it as well.
Climbers have 30 seconds and ERP got it.
So he wants to go in for the bonus. He has a lot more time for that. 20 seconds.
Remember, our climbers have no plus, so they might just rest up and prepare for the next climbing.
Makes a huge difference because every time they see the plus, they wait for the last second before they jump back onto the wall. So, an intense fight in a very interesting format from IFSC. Joining us next is Tom Arnold, another regular face in our local climbing scene.
And of course, we also have Shu Liting, representing Climb Asia.
So every time I see Liting, I just think to myself, she's such a small-sized little girl, but she's got so much ferocity in her climbs. And Tom Arnold.
Tom Arnold not wasting any time, jumping on this problem, trying to figure it out. Really good footwork there by Li Ting. So you need to keep the body tension. That body positioning is important. It must be so frustrating for our climbers right now, holding the dual texture tile. Some parts are smooth, some parts are okay. And just a slight difference in your movement could make it or break it for you. So as you can see, Li Ting requested for the towel to be brushed. So chalk is very useful when your hands get sweaty and especially in this kind of weather, it's humid. So you want to keep your hands dry, but at the same time, if too much chalk accumulates on the tile, it works against you because there's not enough friction for you to engage your contact strength.
That's right, and as you mentioned, as each climber comes out, there is accumulated chalk and sweat and of course grit and power on each tile. So maybe it's also better to come out first and then probably try out and probably just be the first on each of these tiles to get a fresh holds. But then again, these climbers are cream of the crop. They can do anything if they put their mind into it. And meanwhile, Tom Arnold, very interesting beta, but nice knee there.
Really using all his limbs right there.
That's right. Yeah, just catching on to the sides. That volume is really posing a problem for a lot of our climbers.
Yep.
And there's nothing on the wall, just them and the time. And Li Ting.
So I believe that our root setter put a stopper inside the bolt hole. So our climbers cannot put in the thumb inside and actually just pinch the tile. So they are forced to slope the tile, especially for the women.
That's right. So one of the route setters, Moses, told me that they specifically placed these stoppers in the bolt holes to prevent them from using it, because it's always better to be strict and standardize the climb for everybody.
Our climbers have 1 minute left.
Tom Arnold, very close. 50 seconds for him and Li Ting.
We are still waiting for the first bonus on women's problem number 1. For the guys, we had the bonus just now by Ashraf. So we shall see. And of course, we want that top. We want to see our climbers finishing the problems. Wow, Li Ting seems to be the one closest to the bonus style. But she needs to get the stability. She kind of bandol out. And right now the crowd is going wild because they really want her to get it. And of course, even though there might not be enough time.
That was the crowd for you?
Yeah.
So close. Every single time, every single second, our heart just goes out to them. So close. But as our climbers come out in a reverse format, the strongest climbers will come out later. So right now joining us, we have Judith Sim.
And also we have Gavin,
representative from All Sport and Nutrition Depot.
So climbers trying to
very
find
steady start from Gavin. Steady start. Oh, wow.
Very interesting problems right here. I'm quite enjoying watching this because it's not just really being powerful, it's about movement. And I think this is one of Toby's philosophy. It should be about movement.
Nicely done, Gavin, in his first attempt.
So the left leg needs to come in. He needs to counter that.
Whoa.
Wow! Did you even think of that? I didn't.
Nope.
I didn't even see that coming.
So remember last year when there was this route by Gravical, this green route that nobody could finish, and Gavin was the only one who flashed it. Let's see if this is going to be a repeat of history. I guess I jinxed it, but really very nicely done. First bonus in the first attempt. Definite a shuffle on the leaderboard. Meanwhile, Judith taking her time.
Still plenty of time, 2.5 minutes on the clock. They really got to pace themselves. It's really hard to keep going one attempt after the other. You need to refresh, recalibrate, see where you went wrong so that every attempt is better than the other.
And once again, back on the wall, Gavin and Judith just chalking up a little more, waiting for the last second when she's all prepped up to make her attempt. Gavin's gonna go again. It's way more efficient, definitely.
I think the more experience you have in competition climbing and just climbing in general, the more knowledge you have in your dictionary, such as the way that Gavin did it. I mean, I would like to believe this is not the first time he has done it. He know that he needed to use it because he has done it before.
So in it to win it.
And this is an interesting beta
He's
by
gonna tension
Judith.
up, really. And Judith,
I've never seen someone toe hook that tile.
probably not a good idea though, because the way you're gonna catch the bonus, not a very efficient method. But then again, this is Judith we're talking about. And Gavin. Oh!
So Gavin
So
is
close.
finding a bit of a trouble in manipulating that bonus tile such that he is in a good position to go for the last tile. And I guess that's what it is all about. They give them a really good end tile, but they make them suffer for it.
It's very characteristic of the routes. One bonus tile and one move away from the top. Very interesting set.
Wave by Judith. Wow, look at that show of flexibility by Judith.
Nicely done.
So tenacious. So right now we shall see if she can move up from here. Oh no, that slip on the right foot.
But close enough.
Wow, but she is the first time who got that bonus, right?
Eyes on the prize, no slip of the foot.
Both our climbers kind of caused themselves because of that slip. And I can't blame them, it's the tiles. Dual texture is just the bane of everyone's existence right now. No longer are the root setters that are the only evil minds here in this community. Even the people who make the tiles, they make it hard for everyone.
That's right. So, as our climbers evolve, our roots evolve, our tiles have to evolve as well.
Definitely. And right now we have Vanessa Teng representing kinetics climbing, as well as, of course, SMU.
So Vanessa just nursed herself back to health. And she's already doing really well here. And meanwhile, Dennis Chua from All Sports and Nutrition Depot. Vanessa Teng.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by she just came back from injury. If you look closely on her left leg, she is actually taped up just to make sure that she doesn't aggravate it.
That's right. So I had a short conversation before. Vanessa is really afraid of falling because of that injury. She doesn't want to aggravate even more. But then again, this is so psyched and this is her calling. So she's doing really well in semi-finals, and right now we see her in the top contenders with Aya. They're making her steady move towards the finals. And Vanessa Teng, very close.
And Vanessa is our second last climber for this problem, and no one has solved it yet. So it rests on Vanessa and Aya to figure out this problem. Same for the guys, it rests on Dennis and Ray to unlock this problem to us.
So a quick look on the leaderboard. Judith being the only one with a bonus right now. So if Vanessa can secure the bonus in this, she's definitely a contender for the podiums. But then again, this is only the first route for the finals. So we're going to see even more heart-breaking moments and more passion burning as the time runs. And with Dennis again, so close.
So less than 2 minutes left on the clock. So they got to make this work for them. So they really have to fight through the problems, move inch by inch. This is what micro beta is important. It's not just about planning where to hold. It's not just where your next hold. In that hold that you are holding now, you need to just pivot a little bit, and then that's when you get a perfect spot. If you don't, and then that's it, cause you the problem.
And meanwhile, Dennis also making good start with the bonus. The similar fashion with how Gavin did it.
Wow.
I guess it really comes down to experience.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were discussing it at the back because they're so close, friendly competition, and just pushing each other in all their climbs. Will we see a first top of the day from Dennis?
Do you think it should end with the right hand first? Is that the purpose of that small triangle?
Yes, I think so.
So you press down
left
on left
hand actually.
So you press down on left hand on that small triangle and then end with the right hand. So
And then probably have to pop over
Yes.
to the side walls. But then again,
I was thinking more of a flag, like a big flag. Oh wow.
Wow.
But maybe my imagination might be wrong.
Like it's a bit
can't tell.
stretchy. But then this is Dennis we're talking about. His grip strength is
wow.
crazy. But then again, that's 15 seconds on the clock. Vanessa fighting for the bonus. She has to hold it for it to count.
And that is it. So right now we are going to welcome our Japanese climbers. For the guys, we have Rei Sugimoto, and for the women, we have Aya Ono. And as I said, we have yet to see the solution for this problem.
Right now, we're witnessing World Cup Series climbers.
And I think the crowd really wants to
Yes.
see the finish as well.
It's so exciting, and I'm really proud to see how our local climbing competitions are becoming a part of the routine for our international climbers. It's only going to get better from here with our upcoming competitions in IFSCs and of course the Tokyo 2020 competitions. It's going to be a mad moment for all the climbers out there.
And Ray has made it to the bonus tile
with a World Cup ranking of number 9 in bouldering.
Just now he said he was very nervous.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I was there when he was actually climbing around with Dennis and Gavin. And then I think he wasn't really accustomed to the series of routes we had, but he was still really able to pull through in his own ways.
Well, he said as long as he has fun, he would think he would enjoy it. So I hope he is having fun and have the nerves at bay right now. So I think this is one of the problems when you're the last climber, the chalks have accumulated. And you can see our finalists are wearing a very special shirt. Right, it says finalists at the back and it's also a different color from the other competitor's shirt.
It's definitely a memorial for them. A memorandum for them to bring back. This finalist shirt shows how much effort you have put in to make it through.
2 minutes left on the clock, all eyes on our Japanese climbers.
Very nice control of the hand position from Aya. Just gonna see if she's able to make it through. I mean, I wonder how Judy even thought of stepping onto that starting time. I mean, flexibility-wise aside, it's just so creative again.
I think I have talked with my friends before about how when we watch veteran climbers, I think we can consider some of our finalists as climbers who have been in this scene for many years and they've been in finals for a lot of times, collecting medals as they go. And one thing we notice is that they really climb smart, in a sense that they don't get bogged down by the situation in the position they're at. In that moment, they come up with something different. And I think this is where listening to your body's feedback is very important. If something doesn't feel right, you change it and make it work. And right now, Ray getting past the bonus tile with 1 minute left on the clock.
Ray, we all want to see a first finish of the day. 50 seconds. He is very accustomed to this form of stress with his plethora of experience as a World Cup climber. And then again, every single micro beta counts.
Oh, wow. So Ray
30 seconds.
It's a really big move for the women.
20 seconds. Aya, one last time.
Aya not giving up. She's gonna try to get that bonus once again. She has 10 seconds to go. We shall see if she can make this happen. And that is it. Smiles on her face, so it's all right. Hopefully we get to see a climb since we didn't see
anyone going beyond the bonus for
request
the
to the
ladies.
kinetics climbing route setting team as well as Toby. But right now we are moving to the second problem for the men and women. We are coming out next. I think they'll just have to tweak a little bit, clear up some things from the mat. But coming out next would be Janet Go representing All Sports Equipment, as well as Muhammad Ashraf representing Team Onsite and SIM. So right now the scores for our climbers is based on attempts to bonus and the bonus. And so far for the female, it's only Judith that has secured a bonus score for the problem number 1. For the guys, we have 4 people that have bonus. We have Dennis, Ashraf, Ray, and Gavin. But Gavin right now is, he flashed the bonus, and the rest are in different attempts to bonus. There's a 2 bonus, 3 attempts to bonus, and 4 attempts to bonus.
I mean, so we have seen a series of open routes from qualifiers to semis. They are really good filter routes with a varying number of bonuses and tops. And then in the end, at the moment we see
So right now, just final touches by our organizing team and route setting team on the holds, making sure that they are in good condition. If you're looking right now on the screen, you can see the crowd all anticipating our climbers to come out. Our climbers have 4 minutes to finish the problems. 3 problems for them today. It isn't a concurrent format, so all the women and men will go through 1 problem at a time together. If you want to see where our athletes stand, make sure you follow the leaderboard at gravical.crim.rocks. And of course, follow the SMU Gravical socials on Facebook and on Instagram to get updates. If you are joining us here today, right now is 7:12 p.m. So, and it's kind of chilly now, but no more rain, so that's great. And right, so our climbers stand to win prizes from all sports equipment, kinetics climbing gym, and of course the honor of being the top 3 climbers. So SMU Gravical is the first bouldering competition in Singapore. It will be followed through by a few more competitions throughout the year.
And each competition is going to only get more and more exciting as more and more climbers join the scene. And we're going to see climbers evolve and move and promote from novice to inters and then to opens. And going to make life difficult for each other and challenge themselves, train together to head on down to the finals and battle it out, the wall and these routes meant for them. So if you're watching us right now on live, make sure to let us know who do you think would come up on top. And of course, if you are making your way down, hurry up, as we have 2 problems left and more excitement coming up.
And also, if you are wondering if your climbers are, the climbers that you're supporting is on the top, of course, you have to check out the live scoring. Really cool that right now we have live scoring, when last time when you have to wait for results, when you are a competitor, you wait until the end, hold your breath, cross your finger, and hope that you squeezed in and made it to the next round.
And meanwhile, Ashraf as well as Janet on their second routes of the day.
Ashraf almost faced the wrong problem. I mean, I know we asked that we haven't seen a climb of female route 1, but that would have cost him.
Well, he can try. We'll see whether he can finish it. But then again,
maybe if he finished male 2, then I was like, might as well.
But I don't think that's allowed. But still, we could always hope. And once again, we see how crafty the route setters are, blocking out the good parts of each tile.
So Ashraf really using his flexibility. Good push on the shoulder. Janet as well making good progress on her own problem. Wow, that contact strength by Ashraf, no hesitation whatsoever.
Wow. I mean,
just going for it.
He was so close to the end previously, so this is going to be a defining moment, a defining route for him.
Janet as well making her way to the bonus style.
No, not again, Ashraf.
So where those balls are, the wall is actually inclined. Really exciting. Ashraf already knows what he needs. He just have to stick it. Plenty of time, 2.5 minutes. Really interesting to see our climbers progress through the problem, work it through while they are on the wall.
So his first attempt was really good. And so Janet as well, trying really hard once again. So Ashraf making progress back on the wall.
He made this part look very easy.
I almost missed the part where he just jumped over to the other side of the incline.
Happened really fast.
He was so sure of that move. So it's really good. And oh, a small minor incident right there. So this is the incline. I'm not sure how he's gonna use the towel on the top right.
Wow.
So a huge round of applause for him nonetheless, because they have made it so far early in the morning, 8 a.m. just to head over down here to crush it out on the semis for this moment. 1 minute left for our climbers.
Janet is trying to get back on this problem. She got it just now, so she's trying to get it again, get to the bonus and of course get to the top. Less than 1 minute left on the clock. It's really all or nothing for our climbers right now. Ashraf making this move look so easy. You keep going at it like it's nothing. But I think the fatigue gets to him. I mean, this move requires a lot of energy, and to keep repeating it will take a lot out of you.
This is the second time we see Ashraf. I think he's gonna start writing a long essay of regrets tonight. But still,
reflection time.
So hovering on the third route, hovering on the third position for the podium.
So we have Ashraf standing on the first place right now, but then again we have 5 more climbers coming out, and anything can happen right now. So out with us from Team Climb Asia, we have Tan Shuhui, and for the guys from All Sports Equipment, we have ERP.
So Shuhui went straight in. So just barely reaching out to the in cut.
So it's a really tricky start for the guys because there's 3 tapes on the spherical tile at the start. So it's a 3-point contact over there.
And making it easy, ERP. I think this is his style.
Yep. Wow, he looks so light doing that. But he does look light. So let's see if he's just gonna camp us up. So this is where your contact strength comes into play. ERP fighting it all out. Really going all out. His left leg, left heel hook slipped out. Wow. It's so exciting to see this. Definitely a show for you guys. If you're watching right now and your hands are sweaty from all the excitement, let us know. We feel you.
So 2 minutes, 30 seconds. ERP, every attempt counts. He's got the first part down. He's shaking off the pump. All these slopers.
At the same time, you don't want to make another attempt and waste it, because that also means wasting energy. So you want to give it one more go, but definitely your best go. So ERP is gonna go for it, just preparing his shoes. Shuhui still working on it to get out of that starting position. So here we are, ERP once again gonna go for the next hold. Kind of a bit of a hesitation there, but he still has 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. If you are watching our climbers right now, do give them your support.
So 1 minute 20. So just one move away. ERP Once again, just checking the time. So I think this one attempt, he's trying to make it count.
He was panicking a little bit.
Flustered.
Yes.
But still enough time.
I think when he heard
a good attempt.
He heard the 1 minute mark, he kind of panicked a little bit. So this is what I said about you can't let yourself get too flustered. I know time is a very important factor in competitive climbing, but you should get a gauge of how long it will take you to finish a climb and be able to bounce back from it. But definitely right now, ERPs have the race with the time. He has 20 seconds left on the clock. Just took a time to pause. 18 seconds left.
Will we see a finish?
The crowd is really pushing him.
It's full
rooting
palm
for him.
No!
And that
was
is
a full palm move right there. So close. Amanda Ryan Paul. And next up, let's invite Xu Liting and Tom Arnold onto the wall with us. A very good show by our first two climbers for the Open Finals. Will we see our first top from any of them? A very close fight by our climbers.
Climbers have 4 minutes to complete the climb, so that will afford them a few attempts to figure out the problem. So Li Ting kind of missed the mark on that next tile. There's actually a slit there, but you have to dead point it, because if you miss it, it's very hard to stick that tile. It's also quite high up, so there you go. Good throw by Li Ting, good dead point.
But she has no side wall because it's demarcated.
Yeah.
So about her balance right here. So moving. Meanwhile, Arnold having a little bit of a slight difference in starting beta. And Li Ting.
So Li Ting trying to get her bonus. Tom Arnold saving that move, making sure he doesn't fly out.
And same as ERP and Ashraf, securing that move. So now,
so Li Ting's trying to get her foot on that foothold, trying to
Tom
adjust.
Arnold, come on.
Her left leg is a little bit shaking from that position, but it's a very hard position to be in. So I think she needs to adjust her right leg in. She's really using that side wall. It's the foothold on the right side is proving problematic.
But then again, Li Ting,
incredible. Let's see if she will make it to the top. So she just gotta keep it together.
Will we see our first top of the day? Very nicely positioning herself.
Wow, so she has to make position. Wow, she looked really stable right now. I hope she doesn't slip. Still got time to choke.
Lots of time, 1 minute 30 seconds.
Really exciting time ahead. That top hold is not as near. You really have
It's gonna be a very risky move. A full commitment on the right leg. I think she's gonna maximize her span.
A slight drop knee there. There you go. She needs to get the other hand in. Still not enough.
Not enough.
In.
Is that? Well,
there you go.
Is that it? Let's Xu Liting from Team Climb Asia.
So you
first
saw
top
it.
of the entire night.
All right, you saw it. We zoomed into it. Her fingertips are touching the tiles. She was stable. She had a stable end.
The
This
first
is crazy.
top of the day, Xu Liting. And meanwhile, Tom Arnold, 30 seconds on the clock to bag that bonus.
Make sure you follow the live scoring at gravical.crim.rocks. And If you follow it, you should be able to see the scores of our athletes right now. So here we go, a quick replay on Xu Liting's attempt. So look closely, we will show you that indeed her fingertips are at the end tile. So that's the rule, you get your two hands, doesn't have to be a hold. Two hands have to be in contact with the end tile. There you go.
It's as if she just stretched out that little bit more.
Yeah. And actually she held it for more than 3 seconds because she's like, I'm not sure.
Like,
so I'm just
is
gonna
this
stay
it?
here.
Does it count?
Yes.
She even kind of gave the camera crew enough time to make
yeah,
sure.
So make sure we zoom in. You got it. Okay, I have proof that I finished it.
So with that, Xu Liting is on the leaderboard with 1 top in 3 attempts. Meanwhile, joining us is Gavin and Judith Sim.
So Gavin trying to figure out this problem. He's doing a very different approach from our previous climbers. Not too sure if he gets stumped by the beta that he has in mind. Judith as well. I think Judith needs to stick the right leg.
Meanwhile, Gavin, impressive show of technique.
I'm not sure why Gavin is not using the tile on the left side of the start tile. Maybe you think it's too bad to use, I'm not too sure. It's not a 4-point contact.
So he needed to get 3-point on that handhold.
Yes.
So even if it's just a tap, it counts. That's Gavin.
And there you go.
His campus over. Very smooth movement right there.
Looking easy,
wow.
Breezing through the problem.
He doesn't even adjust his hand movements.
I think the
on
right
the bonus
went too far.
That's right. He didn't even adjust himself on the bonus tile. He just went straight in for a cross. So just figuring it out with more than enough time for a few more attempts. Judith ranking on 2nd right now.
Once again, Gavin trying to make his way through this problem. Judith inching closer. Her body positioning is getting the hang of it. Gavin blazing through this problem. I hope he doesn't miss this time. There you go. I think he keeps going too much to the right on the ball on the right side. I think he needs to like just in the middle. And I think what would help would be a control on the jump. I think that's what ERP did. He heel hook first so that he just need to jerk his hips to the right rather than a full-blown swing where you could risk flying out.
So with a minute left, Judith and Gavin.
So Judith still trying to make her way past the starting holds. Gavin as well trying to get back to this problem.
It's very swift movement, very concise.
I hope he gets it in the right position this time around. Not too much, and there you go.
I think he's going for it. I think if we get this through, will we see our top from Route 2?
Easy does it. He needs 2 hands on it to count.
That is Gavin for you as usual.
Wow.
It's little wonder how he's only 20 really.
And that is it. Coming out next is Vanessa Teng from Kinetics Climbing as well as SMU. And representing All Sports Equipment and Nutrition Depot, we have Dennis Chua.
So sometimes it's really stressful when you hear the crowd cheering because you know someone in front of you has actually managed to finish or do something really good with the route. And then you're up next and you just feel that little pressure to perform because like you know someone's finished or like you know someone comes back in earlier than expected. You know that it was a good climb for them.
And I think Xu Li Ting was the first stop for the ladies, so the scream and the shout by the audience was especially loud. Must be cathartic for our audience.
That's right. But then again, they're here to watch this moment, to bask in this moment with us. That's why it's so important to be here himself. And Dennis, alright, the thing about Dennis is he's really good with slopers. So will we see a perfect climb from Dennis this time? Because he is the master of slopers.
I'm holding my breath and just waiting for Dennis to keep going.
Keep
for
calm.
it.
No!
His left leg came out.
He was so close, he even had time to adjust himself.
And while that's happening, Vanessa Teng has already made her way to the bonus tile.
So it's a powerful duo right here. And Dennis definitely disappointed with his slip up, but more than enough time.
Vanessa Teng tried to get her foot on the foothold right now. Really incredible watching these ladies fight it out.
Dennis is getting a little bit more time to take his breath, while Vanessa, a strong show of endurance right here. 2 minutes on this one route.
There you go. So right now, we shall see if Vanessa will do the same thing as what Li Ting did.
She is slightly taller than Li Ting, so perhaps it will be a great advantage, just like this.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Wow!
Well
she can
done.
hold the other side of the tile.
So I guess a quick shuffle on the leaderboard is imminent. So we'll see. We'll see our climbers battle it out very soon on the last route with Xu Li Ting and Vanessa. One top each.
And I think right now they are separated by one attempt to top.
While Dennis hanging on.
Wow, so he did a bump up.
Catching in. So one hand. He's just buying his time. Precision.
So he needs to find 2 hands there. So he's trying to push up.
I think he's trying to tension upwards instead of trying to pinch that.
This is
towel.
the moment where you really don't want to let go because you're at the end already.
Just like that, Dennis Chua. That incline didn't affect him at all because while you see on screen, you don't see the incline, but all of us here, we can tell these routes are set on a slight incline. It's not easy. And then we see Vanessa smoothly making her way up to the routes. So I guess it's really important right here, height, but then again, both these climbers have been through so much, very experienced climbers. And so right next up we have Rei Sugimoto and Aya Inoue to see if they would make it back up to the leaderboard.
And right now, if you're looking at gravical.crim.rocks, in top position would be Dennis with 2 attempts to top. And Gavin, 1 attempt. Sorry, with Dennis, 1 attempt. 1 top with 2 attempts, so sorry. And Gavin, 1 top in 7 attempts. For the ladies, we have Vanessa Teng and Li Ting with top as well, and they are both separated by 1 attempt.
Every single attempt counts. All eyes on them. Our pair from Japan. Nicely does it, Rei. Wow. So Japanese climbers making their way into the local climbing scene.
It made it look so easy,
that
so
was
controlled.
such a nice lock. And would that be a finish?
Aya as well, making her way to the bonus tile.
With lots of time and energy to chalk up.
He needs 2 hands in,
Just
finding the best position.
So it's an incline pinch.
Wow, he
Whoa.
almost slipped there.
I think Alhaz just keep going out for them. Just movements, tensions.
Oh, wow. That must be very frustrating because one hand is on the end tile and it doesn't count until
It's
you
the
have your 2
incline that really
hands.
affected this attempt. I mean, while Aya making very nice progress.
Wow, in a blink of an eye, she's right there towards the end.
So
she needs her
slightly
fingertips to be there.
the same problem as Li Ting previously. We're just gonna stretch out.
She needs to be in contact with the wall.
So
And
I see,
there you go.
very nicely done. Both fingers on the tile.
So you see it for yourself as well. We zoomed in, you saw it in contact with the end tile.
It makes me wonder how Vanessa even made it look so easy. I mean, then again, she just nursed herself back from an injury that stopped her from climbing for a few months. And then she's back crushing it again.
And for the ladies, so Vanessa Teng has 1 top in 4 attempts, Xu Li Ting with 1 top in 3, and Aya with 1 top in 2 attempts. Right now we are still looking at Ray. Ray is trying to take his time with 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if I think he's counting down to the end. He knows what to do. I mean, he reached the last tile. It's just a matter of getting his other hand in and having a stable end.
Right now, Ray is ranked 5 with a difference in 1 attempt to bonus. So if he gets this top, he will be secured in the run for the podium. Nicely does it. Back in the same position again. So you can see the incline. A very slight incline that poses as a challenge nonetheless for our climbers. And the footholds are not nice, so he'll hook
Wow!
So he does an upward tension. Nicely done by Ray.
That Gaston on the end hold, very different from the way Gavin and Dennis did it. For Gavin and Dennis, they actually held up from under and pressed up.
So the tension was upward, and then his was just sideways.
So it's that Gaston is really strong, and then bringing up the right leg to assist really stabilized him. Amazing, amazing. Well done, Ray.
An awesome display of strength and technique from our pair from Japan. Aya and Ray definitely making the crowd psyched up for their next climb. It's just really glad to see that they're so happy in each climb. And then at the same time, our last climb of the day, a quick look at the shuffle on the leaderboard. Ray with 1 top in 2 attempts and 2 bonuses in 3. He ranks first for the moment. Meanwhile, Aya also ranked first in the moment with 1 top in 2 attempts. So right now, if you're here with us for the Open Finals, it's really, really exciting because everyone here is so psyched to watch it. And then we have all our climbers from the local scene trying to give their best for this competition, while the Japanese climbers just making sure to have the run for their money, run all the way to Singapore to have fun in Gravical.
And of course, Gravical wouldn't be possible without the SMU Gravical organizing team, as well as Kinetics Climbing, and of course our international guest route setter that came all the way from Germany, Toby Dittler. So right now, just the final touches.
It's really nice to see every climber or just participant looking around. And then once again, our route setters hard at work to prepare the routes for the final And as our route setters are hard at work here, Tobias, our guest route setter, is making sure that his routes have the character and show that he promised. And meanwhile, all our climbers just taking a break behind in the isolation zone. So it's really nice to see all these